Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM. 104.1 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the pilot refers to you. Hey, it's a nice day. You know, you can get out there, take a walk, play some golf, maybe do a little running, but run to the side of the road, please. Hey, and no matter how bad you think it's getting here, just remember, Trump at least saved us from the Hillary virus. So we got things to look up to.
And if you're out there driving, don't be texting and looking at your damn phones. I had one girl last night right here at the end of my driveway.
Is that what that big
smashed right into the tree, right dead center, and totaled her car. Luckily, she survived it.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened.
I guarantee, I don't know for a fact, but I pretty well bet 99% of my money that she was on that phone. There's no way to get that far over and hit the tree.
It's a dry road.
She was totally distracted.
It's a dry road, too. Yeah, there's no rain or anything.
Wasn't anybody on it. And she went right over and smacked that tree dead center.
Operator error.
And this one on the edge, a tree on the edge. This is the tree in the middle. through our cut through there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I didn't see the final of it. What was up there?
Well, I just saw it when I pulled in. There's a couple big piles of,
car debris.
Yeah, that's interesting. She had to work herself in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. She had to be totally distracted on that phone. And going, this text is more important than, my life, I guess. Now, there's no law against being stupid, I guess, but it sure is expensive.
There's another tree down there I got to talk to you about after the break.
All right.
During the break.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on the live video stream, which is fired up and running right now. It's available at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link, or you can get it with your YouTube app on your mobile device. Put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. Now, if you're just looking at our audio stream, that's available out there too. First, from our website at talk973.com. Upper right-hand corner of every web page has an icon that says on the air, listen live. Click that once and you're listening that quick. Or on your mobile device, fire up a streaming app such as TuneIn, iTunes, Streamer, many other apps out there also. They're free and available at your app store. Just put WEEB in the search to get us to the top of your results. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area, and yeah, I can do the weather without a stay-at-home DJ Barbie microphone, as our weather girl does. Partly cloudy today with a nice flash. I'll loan her a mic. Golly, why put on crap? That's what I don't understand. Partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms today. High of 81. Then tonight, partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms. Low of 60. You think a front's coming through? Duh. Tomorrow morning, partly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms. High of 82. They should taper off. No, we got more scattered thunderstorms tomorrow night, too. Low of 64. Wednesday will be the first day the rain disappears out of the forecast, and that'll hold true through the weekend. Sunny Wednesday, 85. 84 Thursday, 68 Friday, 67 Saturday, 71 Sunday. So another very nice weekend. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are southwest today, visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure is 3008, 2.52. Humidity 87%. It's clear and 56 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, 34 past the hour on this Monday. Hope you survived the weekend well without killing your relatives. You're next to kin there.
Well, just remember, fortunately, liquor stores are essential. School is not.
So, well, not all the liquor stores are open.
Well, yeah, but you can still get some.
Yeah. Speaking of that, and then the ones that are open have a big line out the front for everybody to get their drug, known as alcohol. This is and I'm excluding some folks here, but
Let's hope so.
no, I mean, the laziness of some of the government workers out there is really coming through. When they closed the friggin' Grand Canyon because they say, oh, it's not safe. I think we can accommodate social distancing in the Grand Canyon, but no, they closed it.
Well,
that's laziness. Same thing with Yellowstone and all these other huge parks. It's pure laziness. Why? Because they say, hey, oh, I might be exposed, so I need to stay at home and get my good meat chick there.
yeah. Well,
That's what irritates me.
Yeah, they're getting paid. There's none of the park rangers are going to get laid off.
And that's the case in most every situation. It usually is good meat, where they're the first to close up and head home. Don't leave one person behind. Now, I can see being cautious and taking precautions. Let me give you another example of someone who stays open but takes precautions. Health Innovation Pharmacy, one of our sponsors, now has people standing in their parking lot getting your prescription order and taking it inside, and then coming out bringing you the prescription, or you can get in line and for the drive-up window and take care of it there.
Yeah, that's
You know, that's they're not getting paid by the government, otherwise they shut down. You know, the ones that get the guaranteed checks and all the benefits, nothing changes for them during this time of crisis. They just love going home and sitting on their butt. Nothing changes in their life except they're getting early retirement experience. What say you, Colonel?
Well, no. There's non-essential personnel. They get paid when they're not sitting there at work. So they're going to be doing that at the Grand Canyon and the rest of the national parks, etc.
Yeah, to tell me the Grand Canyon's is a hazardous place to be is stupid.
Well, it's not so much.
Didn't you say there's a scenic route through it that you can drive it?
Yeah, you could.
How can that hurt anybody?
Well, it can, other than what you have are tourists, and you don't know where they're from, et cetera. And, you know.
Well, you can practice social distancing.
True, but, coming and going is the issue. It's not so much being there in the Grand Canyon. It's driving to or flying to or whatever. And I would imagine at this point there's probably not a lot of traffic.
Well, that's a different issue. We're talking about the Grand Canyon itself.
Well, I got you. I understand.
I understand you don't want to get on an airplane.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a tourist attraction. The primary function of it is to have people come from all various different places to come and look at it, and that's what you're trying to avoid doing.
But if I was a good meat worker sitting at home, might say, hey, let's drive to the Grand Canyon.
Well, some of the government workers are probably there doing other things, maybe, I don't know, maintenance, etc. But, you have the visitor centers and things like that. Those.
I can see where the visitor centers could be closed and all that, but shut down the whole canyon, I don't get it.
Well,
Other than it's just laziness, pure, simple laziness. Now, I tell you what, if you disagree with me or you got an added comment, you're welcome to call. Right now, 692-7440, 692-7440.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe you got a spur on your saddle about some of the things you're seeing out there. And we'll listen to you. Most people are driving now, they go, oh, call in? No, somebody will know it's me.
Well, it's just, as you've already pointed out during the news, well, either you said it or whoever does the canned bit there, that the death related in Moore County was related to traveling somewhere and going somewhere. Well, that's what they're trying to do by closing this stuff up.
Yeah. Someone saying, I can go and come back and not get infected.
Well, exactly.
Wrong.
Is there anybody here in Moore County that is willing to drive to New York City for any reason, to see a relative, to go see a Broadway shows are closed anyway, but I don't think anybody here sane would drive to New York City for anything. So, and that's what they're trying to do, is prevent people from coming and going, picking it up, and spreading it around that way.
Right. What about, now I draw the blank.
I mean, like I said, they should blow the bridges and build a wall around it. It being New York City.
What about a plan to go back to work? You think that should be starting to get publicized? Because I tell you what, as usual, I saw some liberal on Fox yesterday on Media Buzz, and they were talking about some networks don't want to carry Trump's updates, and some little whiny liberal gets on there and goes, well, sometimes he gives out false information. First he says he's going to start the economy. Then he says, well, we're not going to start it right now. And I said, you see, this is typical liberalism where they can't see anything in front of their face except their hate for Trump. Mm-hmm. Because you got to put hope back into this economy. And you need to start putting it in there now. Yeah. Because people aren't going to put up with it. If the cow's dead when they go back to work, what's the point?
I just read something here. Trump is starting to put together a group, much like the coronavirus group.
Good.
He's putting together an economics group to discuss and talk about getting things back together, rolling here.
Because you may not be able to start it all at once, right, but you can restart parts of this country which aren't really affected.
Well, that's all the things that they're getting ready to discuss with this group here.
I mean, here in North Carolina, I was, let me get it up here. And it gives me the figures I need. Okay. All righty. Here in North Carolina, as soon as the interactive map pops up, there we go. We have around Moore County, you got Fayetteville, 25 confirmed cases, 2 deaths.
Right.
Well, that's Cumberland County, I should say.
Yes.
Wake County, 304 confirmed cases, 0 deaths. Lee County, 3 cases, 0 deaths.
Right.
To the north of us, Chatham County, 21 cases, no deaths. To the northwest, Randolph County, 29 cases, no death. Montgomery County, 9 cases, 1 death. That was that sheriff deputy. Moore County, we have, what we say is more, 18 cases and 1 death.
Yeah, it was different than it reflects on the website.
To the south of us, southeast of us, Scotland County, 2 confirmed cases, no deaths. And Hoke County, 10 cases, no deaths. So we're not exactly a melting pot of death here. We've had a couple. 3 in the surrounding counties. And you got counties, like I said, Wake County had no deaths. Durham County, 168 cases, no deaths. Orange County, 52 cases, no deaths. Alamance County, 18 cases, no deaths. Guilford County, that's Greensboro, Winston-Salem area, or Greensboro area. 96 cases, 3 deaths. Davis County, that's where south of Winston-Salem. 57 cases, no deaths. And go over here to Mecklenburg County, where Charlotte is.
Right.
664 cases, 3 deaths. Now, that's got a hub in there, American Airlines hub's out of there.
A lot of travel and stuff going on there. It's a city, major city. Well, like Raleigh is not there, but Raleigh has a significant number, and, et cetera.
Right. But we're in a pocket here of not too much activity.
Right.
Why can't we start up our economy again? Now, some things might not be able to start right away, like, unfortunately, restaurants.
Right.
Or if they did, they have to do it on a limited capacity basis. If you're designed for 100, maybe only 50.
Yeah. There's
so you can put distance between the tables.
Well, those are things that apparently this group is starting to talk about, and they're going to, come out with some guidelines. I just read it here this morning. I don't know when Trump picked these people, but in the last few days, maybe it was Friday or something like that. But there is a group that's starting to discuss how to do that logically, without crashing the system, et cetera. Like we've crashed the system with toilet paper. I mean, for crying out loud. There's no, it still hasn't.
I've yet to see the first roll.
Yeah. Yeah, I went over yesterday.
Fortunately, here I buy it by half a year at a time, and so we had about a quarter of a year left.
Yeah, and you're going to be lucky, I think, if that all lasts, because there's none.
Yeah.
I haven't seen paper products at all anywhere. I don't go looking a lot of places. So there's probably some around somewhere, but it's just
early in the morning. Some stores get their stock, like Harris Teeter gets the stock, but it's gone instantly.
Yeah.
7:03, they're all gone.
Yeah, I've looked. The eggs seem spotty. They get a big pallet full, and they get picked over pretty quick. The meat, there was finally some chicken over there the other day. I hope you got some.
Yeah. Got some chicken thighs.
So, but other than that initial rush when this thing first started, things seem to have evened out. There's plenty of stuff there to get. So,
well, anyway, with
it's just like we've learned that we don't need Hollywood, we don't need professional sports, we need farmers, ranchers, and truckers, and we're going to survive.
Yeah. And the other thing is that we need. What am I trying to say? A plan to reopen.
Right.
And get back to normal around here, because there's going to be some risk taking. But we do have treatments now. The what kind?
Chloroquine.
Chloroquine, yeah.
Just a short chloroquine. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
Several forms of it.
There's a pretty good solution to the problem. If you contract it, get with your doctor and see if it's the right fit for you with your health conditions. And as Trump said, what have you got to lose?
Well,
they'll do no damage.
But there's still the naysayers out there.
They're not the one with the virus.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. They want to do trials, et cetera. So, hey, let's get 4,000 patients.
Yeah.
We'll give half of them the chloroquine and half of them aspirin, and see what happens. Let's test this and see if it actually works. No, I don't think so.
That's all well and good, but we don't have time to wait.
Yeah.
And if it's working, then there's a lupus disease out there, that lupus medication that also seems to work.
Yeah. Now, I've read a couple of things. There's about three. I read there was three separate drug lines of theory besides chloroquine that seem to work or seem to have some effect. And then there was some other company that has come out with an inoculation for it that they're rapidly testing too. So,
Yeah. Well, they might not be able to peddle it as a cure, but, in all practicality, it's a
well, if it saves
stop
a life.
it in its tracks drug.
Yeah, if you're normal, healthy Joe Blow individual, no, maybe you don't need the chloroquine. You just let the thing run its course. You'll feel miserable, et cetera, but you'll get through it. But if you're if you're in one of those threatened categories, secondary underlying conditions, those kind of things, well, yeah, give it to them.
Now, those that get their government guaranteed paychecks won't like this plan. Of coming up with a plan to go back to, no, it's not safe. I'm going to stay at home and collect my check, and my simple life goes on. Screw you, people who have to live paycheck to paycheck. The hell with you, is what these people will be saying. So we do need a commission to crank this country up. I don't care if it's from the middle out, and there's some areas that may take a little while longer. But Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest was talking yesterday on Chris Wallace's show, and he was saying that, or one of those talking head shows, and he was saying that North Carolina would not peak on his numbers until April 28th. That's when they project the worst numbers. And then it will start declining from there.
Okay. Well,
But how bad will those worst numbers really be?
But see, here's the thing again. What modeling are they using? Did they discuss that? Because if they're using the New York City model, then, we could be past our peak here already.
Yeah.
Because, New York just went stupid. Well, de Blasio's stupid anyway. He's a communist, which defines
Yeah,
stupidity.
they're saying go out and eat and everything else.
Yeah,
and-
just, hey, ignore this, go do it. Well, boom, there you go. You end up like New York City, but we didn't do that now.
And they got a lot of crowding situations like public transportation and the
Well,
like,
yeah, any of those.
where you get matched up against a lot of folks and that you don't know. And
So, if that's the model, and that's this whole thing about modeling, what numbers are they using, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know. The peak of the 28th of April, that sounds great to me, but it could be sooner than that. It could be later than that. There's no way of telling. There's really just no way of telling.
well, we shall
If they
see.
use the Chinese model, we're in for some heavy rolls here, man. Because they
No, we can end this thing tomorrow with the Chinese model. We just stop
Yeah.
adding to the number.
Right. Yep. Just
No new cases. Everybody go back to work.
Yeah. There you go.
But I think it's time to start working a plan to go back to work. Yeah, if you want to be 1,000% safe.
Right.
Yeah, you shut everything down to, and nobody moves. Nobody moves. Not a car on the road.
Well,
And then you can kill it off somehow. But it'll probably take the next summer, and this economy will be more than dead.
yeah. Oh, well,
We'll be back to bread lines.
that's just it. If you end up in bread lines, then you've just defeated the purpose of doing the
No.
social.
Well, that's another thing Trump said. This is not about life versus money. This is life versus life. Your life. You being able
Well-
to live something.
I just reading an article. People are going to end up in serious trouble due to other things, because the doctors are focused on this coronavirus, and you can't really go to the, see a doctor effectively. You got to sit out in the parking lot, get screened, and all these kind of things. So people are not going to go to the doctor, and they'll have conditions that won't be diagnosed, other conditions that won't be diagnosed, and potentially cancer, heart disease, lung disease, et cetera, that should be looked at, but won't be looked at for an extended period of time, just, causing all kinds of problems. So, this thing, it's has effects all through the economy. Just like somebody said, there's no elective surgery, so those doctors are losing that income. Their nurses and other supporting personnel are losing that.
Yeah,
piece
there are
of income.
hospitals that are laying off a lot of folks.
Yes.
Because
Elective is it's huge, and lawyers are sitting there. Hey, cases that normally just run of the mill kind of legal cases are going to be put on hold, so they're losing income. So it's not just the restaurant worker; it's all the way across the economy here.
All right. Well, let's spend a moment lightening things up. Here are the best of the late night boys over the weekend, the Eunuchs. Wait a minute. As usual, we have operator failure here. Snurdly,
Hey, if
you didn't turn the volume up.
if the schools are closed, do I get a rebate on my property tax? Is that coming pretty soon?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, the teachers are there working.
Yeah, but the overhead, we don't have to heat the schools and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Your wife's a school teacher. Is she working every day over the school?
Well, this week is vacation. The spring break. It was scheduled
Yeah,
spring break.
yeah.
But yes, she's been working at home.
Okay, teaching and all that,
Yes, conferencing, teaching,
putting out
meetings.
lessons and
Yes.
the like. Yeah.
I have to go sit out in the backyard and not disturb her.
You go away. I have to work. All right, best of the late night Eunuchs from over the
According
weekend.
to scientists, mice can actually make facial expressions based on their mood. Americans heard that and were like, that's great. Any word on a cure for coronavirus?
Dave Grohl announced plans to deliver toilet paper to every American household. More like poo fighters, am I right?
I see they found
Well, there's a petition gaining momentum to name Dr. Fauci People Magazine's sexiest man alive. You know, these are crazy times when the sexiest man alive vote is going to come down to Dr. Fauci and Joe Exotic.
It is getting a little grim around here, I have to admit. Yesterday, the highlight of my day was wiping down the mailman.
Yeah, you probably enjoyed it, didn't you? Today is National Fun. Oh, we already did that. Many of us dream of having more time to spend at home, especially if you're a government employee. But now, after weeks, I'm not picking on government employees. I'm just saying it works on the attitude of people when their guaranteed check keeps on coming in. So life really doesn't change that much for them economically.
Well, you got
and they get to sit home, and
your police are not sitting home. Your firemen and EMTs are not sitting home, and you've got plenty of people that are working in government offices. They're not sitting home. I mean, they're
not the first ones to close around here.
There's other places where there's probably a lot less things that are going on. So, you know, if you're going to the if you need a permit, or you're going to health and services or whatever, you know, they're probably not as busy as they were with walk-in traffic. So they ought to be AJ squared away when this ends and ready to roll, because they should have all that piles of paperwork that should all be gone. They should all have worked through all that stuff.
Yeah, they unloaded this little small business help on Friday.
There you go.
And what a cluster of screw up that turned out to be.
Well,
many banks are not ready to process that kind of load.
Right.
As one banker was telling me, he says, you know, our bank usually loans about 1,000 loans a month. And he says, we're talking about 10,000
yes.
now. And they all want it now.
Of course.
And all this has to be keyed in to the system and so forth and so on. I said it was really easy. Just approve it and write a check.
Yeah, you weren't one of those guys standing there tapping your foot, were you?
And then the federal government was jerking the banks around on interest as to what the interest rate would be to the banks, and they said they ended up with 0.5%. Well, it cost the bank 1.5% just to do it, pure overhead. Before you get into trying to make a buck on it. But anyway, thousands of us dream of having more time to spend at home. But now, after a week of staying in place, orders around the country, it may be hard to stay stimulated, especially if, well, as you know, and longer this drags on, the more lazy you will become.
It's been 3 Mondays since I've done anything. Been stuck in my house 3 weeks tomorrow. Lying on the couch watching Tiger King without pants. It's not my fault they said to stay home. Yeah. That's why I'm lazy. Life at home is really boring. That's why I'm lazy. Going back to bed and snoring.
Do what? I don't believe that, because when Trump finally got the economy rolling again after Obama's baloney, we had the lowest unemployment. People who had been out of work and out of the workforce for a long time flocked back to find work, and it's going to be the same
that was
thing.
Private sector stuff.
Yeah.
You got a big slice of the pie, which is government workers. And I'm talking about all levels, from from the...
You have pleasant conditions on tap for the first half of the day. We're also tracking the potential to see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms develop this afternoon. Some of those could be strong to severe, and the primary threat with storms moving through this afternoon will be damaging wind gusts. Our temperatures today will top in the upper 70s as well as lower 80s. Tomorrow will be warm again with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. A few thunderstorms will be possible. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. This week and next could be the bleakest weeks yet for the coronavirus pandemic in the U.S. That warning today from members of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. And President Trump is pleading with us not to let down our guard.
It's a message that President Trump and other government officials have been repeating.
We strongly recommend staying at home, practicing vigorous hygiene, and maintaining social distance.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci reminds Americans about the importance of following CDC guidelines.
The only tool, but the best tool we have, is mitigation.
The White House warns of a difficult 2 weeks of COVID-19 deaths before the U.S. turns the corner. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And while acknowledging that he's no doctor, President Trump is touting the malaria drug hydroxychloroquine as a potential coronavirus treatment. If it doesn't work, Mr. Trump says nothing is lost, adding that he's most interested in saving lives. Coronavirus patients worldwide signing up for a study of the experimental drug remdesivir. It has shown promise against similar viruses in the past. How does it work? Dr. Arun Sanyal is a study leader at Virginia Commonwealth University.
It is designed to slow down or stop the virus from multiplying. So once the virus cannot multiply anymore, then the virus load goes down and the body's normal healing systems can take over and help the healing process.
That global study being overseen by the National Institutes of Health. And there are some hopeful signs. From Saturday to Sunday, the number of coronavirus deaths in New York declined. Spain, Italy, and France have also seen their death rates slow. But in all cases, public health experts warn it's too soon to declare victory. They say people must remain vigilant. Wall Street, Dow futures up 773 points. NASDAQ futures 284 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage. During these challenging times, our commitment to providing you with the best mortgage experience remains. We understand that hardships may arise, and we're prepared to help. Mortgage rates remain near historic lows. If you think that now is the right time to refinance your mortgage, our home loan experts are available to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Do you have a Relief Factor success story that you'd be willing to share here on my show? I'd like you to call Relief Factor on 800-500-8384 and option 5 and tell them your pain-free success story, and maybe I'll play it on my show. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son owners of Relief Factor, have created the 3-week quick starter pack, and they've discounted it to only $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-500-8384. That's relieffactor.com.
More than 300 pilots in the Czech Republic among volunteers using their private aircraft to distribute medical supplies across the country.
The Pilots to the People project is meant to help the state authorities fighting the epidemic of the coronavirus to deliver supplies to any place in the country as soon as they can. This service is offered free of charge, and the pilots pay for the gas. There's a network of some 200 airports in the country they can use, making it possible to efficiently serve the whole place. The group says their goal is to transport the materials to any hospital, clinic or other place that's needed within 2 hours. The volunteers mostly include amateurs, sport and small planes pilots. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Japan's prime minister will declare a state of emergency across the country as early as Tuesday, hoping to bolster measures to fight the coronavirus outbreak. However, there will be no hard lockdowns in Japan. News and analysis at townhall.com. Texas state troopers now screening travelers coming into the state from Louisiana.
That's keeping in accordance with an executive order issued by Governor Greg Abbott. Texas Department of Public Safety says troopers began stopping vehicles on Interstate 10 near Orange in southeast Texas, and they're requiring travelers to complete a travel form called for in the order. The screening comes as state health officials on Sunday reported at least 6,700 cases and 118 COVID-19 related deaths in Texas. Ron DeRockster reporting.
Tom Dempsey, the kicker born without toes on his kicking foot, who made a then record 63-yard field goal, has died. Dempsey passed away late Saturday. Complications from the coronavirus. Saints owner Gail Benson says Tom's life spoke directly to the power of the human spirit and exemplified his resolute determination to not allow setbacks to impede following his dreams and aspirations. Tom Dempsey was 73. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What keeps your house toasty warm, cooks your food and heats your water, and gives you a great excuse to hang out in front of your fireplace? Propane gas brought to you by McNeil Oil and Propane of Aberdeen. McNeil Oil and Propane can handle all of your propane or heating oil needs. Call them at 944-2329 and have them come out to fill your own tank, or they can provide you with a new one. When you need propane or heating oil, call McNeil Oil and Propane today at 944-2329. That's 944-2329.
The wait is finally over. Pinehurst Toyota's new state-of-the-art building is now open. We're making it easier than ever to buy your next car. With every Pinehurst Toyota purchase, you get the Pinehurst Toyota Advantage Plan that includes our 3-day exchange policy, a lifetime limited powertrain warranty, 2 years no-cost maintenance, free car washes, complimentary loaners, and so much more, all at no extra cost to you. Stop in today to browse over 350 new, certified, and quality pre-owned vehicles. Our highly trained staff is ready to give you more for your trade and get you into your new car faster and easier than ever before. The best time to buy is right now. Visit PinehurstToyota.com to shop our entire inventory, get pre-approved, take advantage of our monthly service specials, or schedule your next service appointment. Pinehurst Toyota is open 7 days a week or anytime at PinehurstToyota.com. No cost maintenance provided by Toyota Care. See dealer for complete details.
On the line with us, a great friend, Rodney Swarms with the Plumbing Night. Rodney, it's 2020 already, and once again, you're giving back to the community by teaching classes on the plumbing trade. How is that going?
Steve, thanks for asking. As I've said before, the class has been a real success. It's hard to believe, but we have just been approached in our scheduling to talk to 3 middle schools in this area about plumbing. Unbelievable.
Now, Rodney, you're not suggesting that you are teaching a college course to middle school students, are you?
No way, Steve. I joined the Army when I was 17 and came to the 82nd Airborne Division over in Fort Bragg. That's actually how I got to Moore County. After that, I worked at UPS. I was a driver for 6 years. I've been driven with a passion to serve for a long time, and I actually met a close friend of mine, Eddie Ingram, and I was introduced to the prestigious profession of plumbing.
So, Rodney, let me ask, did you grow up wanting to be a plumber?
It was a combination of my passion to serve and my love for plumbing that later created the Plumbing Night.
For all your plumbing needs, call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
This time of year, it's hard to know whether to put on a coat or short sleeves, not to mention whether to use the heat or AC. But one thing that is predictable is you absolutely need to service your heating and air system to avoid costly repairs or replacements down the road. Call Four Seasons Heating and Air to schedule your service checkup before the summer gets here and it becomes an emergency. Four Seasons Heating and Air, the company that wants you to get comfortable with them. Call 235-0606. That's 235-0606.
Hey Sandhills, it's Anthony from Champion Car Wash and Detail Shop. We've been getting a lot of requests for information, and I'm proud to announce that we've launched our new website where you can find details about all the services we offer, how to get in touch with us, hours, and where we're located. Visit us at www.championnc.com. That's www.championnc.com. While you're there, take a look at the photo gallery of incredible cars that we're trusted to care for on a daily basis. That's Champion Car Wash and Detail Shop in downtown Southern Pines near the corner of Morganton and Broad.
When you're ready for your next painting project, there's only one place to go for high-quality products. JB Short Carpet 1 in Southern Pines carries premium Benjamin Moore paints for any type of project. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so color will last for years to come. And when you shop JB Short Carpet 1 in Southern Pines, you're not just improving your home, you're supporting a local business too. Benjamin Moore, for everything that matters. JB Short Carpet 1, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Bass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. At least 2,635 people in North Carolina have tested positive for the coronavirus. There are now 119 confirmed recovery cases. At least 38 people have died in North Carolina. State officials are continuing to push the statewide stay-at-home order, which took effect last Monday. At a briefing in Raleigh over the weekend, State Health and Human Services Secretary Mandy Cohen pleaded with residents to continue social distancing and only going out for necessities or if work is essential.
People should only be out to buy food, to pick up medication or get health care, or if they're an essential worker, to go to work. I really need North Carolinians to understand this.
State Emergency Management Director Mike Sprayberry says some sources have been exhausted during this.
Our logistics and sourcing teams continue to find and buy additional protective supplies. Our orders so far have exceeded $100 million, but still, very little of that has been delivered.
It's being called a precautionary step, but 10 days after testing positive for coronavirus, Prime Minister of Britain, Boris Johnson, has been admitted to a hospital. The BBC's Laura Kosna.
Brief glimpses of Boris Johnson in recent days made it obvious that he was struggling to shake off the disease. But clearly the concern of medics was real enough that rest and isolation in his Downing Street flat were no longer enough.
The Henderson County Department of Public Health confirmed there have been 23 positive cases of COVID-19 linked to residents and staff at Cherry Springs Village, an assisted living community in Hendersonville. This brings the county's total up to 50. Laura Moore, the sister of one of the residents who tested positive, tells WLOS News in Asheville.
She is a younger patient or a resident there. So far, she has just had a fever, and it's been low grade for about actually a week.
You're listening to NCN News.
Farmers make a difference in your life every day, from the food on your plate to the clothes on your back. The agriculture industry is the backbone of North Carolina's economy. Remember to thank a farmer for all they provide. Farm Credit is dedicated to doing our part to keep farmers farming. Our team of experts provide lending solutions to keep North Carolina's farmers doing what they do best. Farm Credit, we're farmer strong. Visit us at farmcreditofnc.com.
If the thought of losing power while working from home or guiding your kids through remote learning concerns you in these uncertain times, Alternative Power is here to help without the need to have a sales agent in your home. Explore your backup power options with Alternative Power's touchless in-home consultations. Consider backing up your home's power now and protect against future storms with a Generac Home Standby Generator. Learn more about Generac generators at alternativepower.com. North Carolina's Generac experts.
Number of coronavirus cases takes another jump in North Carolina. Moore County has reported its first death from complications of COVID-19. It comes after Dr. John Byron of Southern Pines Women's Health Center tested positive for COVID-19 after a trip to Germany. Charlotte Rubinet has been going to Byron's practice for over 20 years. She tells CBS 17 it's a tragedy.
I feel really bad that this has happened, but I'm very proud of him for coming forward.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, but a man in France is regretting his desperation for a cheap smoke in the middle of the pandemic.
A Frenchman has had to be rescued by helicopter off a mountain after trying to walk from France to Spain to buy cheap cigarettes. After his car was turned back at a border coronavirus checkpoint, he set off on foot. The local mountain rescue service says he was found hours later, exhausted, shivering, cold, and lost. He was also fined about $150 for breaking coronavirus lockdown rules. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Brett Kosher, the Navy captain, fired over a letter regarding coronavirus on board an aircraft carrier, as himself now reportedly contracted COVID-19. This as Defense Secretary Mark Esper doubles down on the decision to dismiss him. CBS News correspondent Laura Podesta.
President Trump, during a briefing Saturday, said Crozier's firing was connected to the letter, which was leaked to the press, and also a recent stop the aircraft carrier made in Vietnam.
A lot of people got off the boat. They came back and they had infection, and I thought it was inappropriate.
The captain seems to have the full backing of his crew. Sailors chanted his name as he left the ship late last week.
Firefighters kept working over the weekend to slow the spread of western North Carolina wildfires that have spread due to high winds. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
You have pleasant conditions on tap for the first half of the day, so if you're thinking about getting some fresh air, The first half of the day will be good to do so. Temperatures for this afternoon will be on the warmer side. We'll head into the upper 70s and lower 80s, and a few scattered showers and thunderstorms will develop. For some of those storms could be strong to severe and produce some damaging wind gusts. We will likely see dry conditions tonight. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, we have clear skies and 58 degrees. Humidity is 87%, dew point 54, pressure 3009, wind southwest at 8, visibility 10 statute miles. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Monday morning. Yesterday, Moore County experienced its first coronavirus-related death. The case was linked to another confirmed positive, of which out-of-state travel was found to be the source of infection. Moore County has had 18 confirmed positive cases since charting its first on March 18th. In addition of the 4 positive new cases confirmed over the weekend, one of those cases has been linked to an assisted living facility. The Moore County Health Department strongly suggests that individuals follow the CDC's latest recommendation to wear cloth face coverings in public to help further slow the spread of coronavirus. For more information about the coronavirus and Moore County's response, you can go to moorecountync.gov/health. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hill Sentinel. You can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. 8:16 now, time for sports, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. William Byron won the 3rd NASCAR virtual race in a series put together after the coronavirus pandemic stopped just about every sport on the planet.
It may be virtual racing using simulators, but NASCAR drivers are taking the iRacing events in place of the real action pretty seriously, especially William Byron, who led 116 of 150 laps at the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway to take the checkered flag on Sunday. He was followed to the line by John Hunter Nemechek and Timmy Hill in 2nd and 3rd, respectively. Hill won last week's virtual racing event, which are being held and televised as most of the country remains home to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. I'm Jerry Jordan.
Columbia graduate transfer Patrick Tape is back in the fold at Duke.
Wait a minute! Just wait a damn second here!
The reaction by Stephen A. Smith was the general consensus on social media 3 days after reopening his recruitment and less than 2 weeks after originally committing to the Blue Devils over a Final Four that also included Syracuse, USC, and Ohio State. The 6'10" Charlotte native recommitted to Mike Krzyzewski and Duke, telling ESPN Sunday, quote, "I thought I rushed into it at first, but I realized that it was the best fit for me." A Pro Football Hall of Famer and a record-setting kicker died over the weekend. Speedy halfback and receiver Bobby Mitchell, who spent 11 seasons in the NFL with the Browns and Washington, died at the age of 84. The Hall of Fame revealing the news but did not release a cause of death.
Former NFL kicker Tom Dempsey, who played in the NFL despite being born without toes on his kicking foot and made a 63-yard field goal, died late Saturday while struggling with complications from the coronavirus, his daughter said. He was 73. Ashley Dempsey said Sunday that her father, who has resided in an assisted living home, tested positive for the coronavirus a little more than a week ago. As a member of the Saints, his game-winning field goal against Detroit in 1970 stood as an NFL record for 43 years. I'm Josh Roundtree.
This is NCN Sports.
All right, everyone. It's a hard-hat game out there, but we're the North Carolina Cranes. And this is our shipyard. We support more than 87,000 jobs in North Carolina. And last year, we put up $15.4 billion to the state's economy.
It's 9 zeros, Coach.
It sure is. So let's get back out there and move that cargo.
At North Carolina Ports, we play hard for our state's economy. Now that's something to cheer about. Check out our season highlights at ncranes.com.
Ready, set, fish. On May 2nd in Morehead City, anglers of all ages will cast their lines for a great cause in the 12th annual Reelin' for Research Fishing Tournament, benefiting UNC Children's Hospital and Childhood Cancer Research. Reelin' for Research has raised more than $3.6 million to date, and they're setting the bar high for 2020. There are plenty of offshore and inshore activities that help their mission, so the whole family can join. To learn more about Reelin' for Research or to donate, please visit reelinforresearch.org.
It was on this day in 2010 that a somewhat surprising firing happened at Wake Forest.
In every game, you're going to face adversity. We handled it well in overtime.
Dean Gaudio was dismissed as the Demon Deacons head coach only 15 months after Wake was the #1 team in the country. In 3 seasons at the helm at Wake Forest, Gaudio was a combined 1-5 in the ACC and NCAA tournaments. He was 61-31 in 3 years in Winston-Salem after replacing Skip Prosser, who died of a heart attack in 2007. Wake Forest hasn't won an NCAA tournament game since. It was also on this day in 1968 that Richard Petty won the Hickory 250 at Hickory Speedway. It was his 77th career win for the 30-year-old on the NASCAR Grand National Series. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning customers include the military, federal, state, and local governments, hospitals, and school systems, as well as many independent businesses. We stand by our services and products, and as a result, we are proud that our business comes from repeat business and customer referrals. Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning also serves many residents in Moore and surrounding counties, and we have been in business for 70 years. Call 910-949-3232. 910-949-3232.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford. With all that's going on out there right now, we just wanted everybody to know that we are and will always be dedicated to supporting the community in time of need. If you need your vehicle service, we'll provide free scheduled pickup and delivery. And if you're in the market for a new car, we'll come to you so you don't have to come to us. Right now, during this time of uncertainty, Ford is stepping up and offering 0% for 84 months on most 2019 models, or you can choose no payments for up to 6 months on both 2019 and 2020 models. These programs and incentives are unprecedented. If you're in the market for that new Ford or new-to-you vehicle, now's a great time to buy. We have lots of inventory and great selections to choose from. As a locally owned business owner, I hope that everyone would support their local businesses during this time. It's so important that all of us do our best to stay healthy, and when we can, support the local folks that depend on this community to support them. So please give us a call at 910-947-2244 or visit us on the web at cooperford.net. As always, working really hard to be your hometown dealer. Thank you.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth and...
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, growing apart, and feeling more like roommates than loving partners, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire is the only FDA-approved sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. There is no mask or hose and no need to sleep in separate rooms. If you are struggling with CPAP, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Donuts so heavenly you'd think they were made by angels. Southern Angel Donut Company is now open for your heavenly pleasure in Olmsted Village behind the First National Bank. And the angels are up daily at 3 a.m. making donuts the old-fashioned way, preparing holy taste bud delights like the maple bacon donut or their special apple fritters. And hey, Southern Angel Donuts make great business icebreakers because who doesn't like a great donut? Give Southern Angel Donuts a try today. Open 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily.
IHOP on 15501 in Southern Pines is now open at 7 a.m., 7 days a week. Google IHOP Southern Pines and click on Order. Click on Menu, select your meal, and then take 20% off on online orders. In addition to a great breakfast, IHOP has lunch and dinners too. There is no seating, so come to the front door to get your order. Or call 910-556-4589 or Google IHOP Southern Pines.
I just love IHOP.
In Moore County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on, like the one who mowed your lawn and trimmed and raked your pine straw the week you were sick. Well, here's another good neighbor you can count on. I'm Ward Rowland, State Farm Agent in downtown Southern Pines. My team and I are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which can save you money and time. So combine home and auto and start the savings rolling. Call me today, 910-725-0915.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Our German Shepherd, Colt, does not know there's a stay-at-home order in place. He just thinks we like him a whole lot more than we did 3 weeks ago. With all his home time, when Colt gets left alone now, he looks at me like, John, what'd I do? Was it that last poopy? Was it too close to the house? I'll be good, John. Don't leave. I always try to reassure him, but as far as he's concerned, that's it. He's alone from now on. Now, the cat, on the other hand, the cat couldn't care less. I'm actually more afraid to leave her than I am to leave Colt, because I caught her digging a shallow grave in the backyard the other day, and I know how much Colt annoys her. Leaving and going to the store now, in the words of the late Rodney Dangerfield, well, let me tell you, it ain't no picnic. I know that wasn't too good, but it ain't no picnic. I actually do not enjoy it at all. We're all so close to the breaking point. People are broke, they're tired, they're just bored. They're just daring you to violate that 6-foot rule. Then, after we all carefully watch that tape on the floor to be sure we're not too close, make sure we don't breathe on each other, we all go up to the same poor wretch at the cash register, and he or she has to breathe all our air. I know we'll all be glad when this is over, and no one, and I mean no one, is enjoying this. Well, except Colt the dog. Have a good day. From Colt, who's here in the Zumwalt zone.
You have pleasant conditions on tap for the first half of the day. We're also tracking the potential to see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms develop this afternoon. Some of those could be strong to severe, and the primary threat with storms moving through this afternoon will be damaging wind gusts. Our temperatures today will top in the upper 70s as well as lower 80s. Tomorrow will be warm again with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. A few thunderstorms will be possible. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
National Fun Day. National Fun Day today. Have fun.
Have fun, fun, fun.
Are you guys ready to have some fun?
And let the fun begin.
Let's have some fun. We're gonna have fun. It's fun, right?
Let's have some fun.
Monday morning.
Rise and shine. Rise and shine.
My gosh, let's go. Time to start the day. Time to get.
Are we doing this again? Why are we doing this again?
Absolutely not. We're not doing this again.
Do you have a better idea?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Going back to sleep.
I'm going back to sleep.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
You've got a show to put on.
Let's do it. Showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Good morning, unfortunate Aberdeen, as the failing pilot refers to you. Hey, it's a nice day out there so far, so, get out, get the dust off of you. You've been sitting around all weekend. Well, hopefully you haven't, because it's been nice the last few days. Hey, and for all you parents out there, if you're sitting there and you're wondering where your kids are and they're not answering and you're worried about them, just turn the Wi-Fi off. They'll show up pretty quick. And your neighbors may even show up to check on you and see if you're all right.
Yeah. There you go. All right, don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available right now at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. You can get to it with your YouTube app. Fire that up and put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. If you're on your mobile device just needing our audio stream, that's easy too. Fire up a streaming app. They're free and available at your app store. Streaming apps such as TuneIn, iTunes, or Streamer. And put WEEB in the search. And if you're on our website at talk973.com, the icon in the upper right-hand corner of every web page that says On the Air Listen Live. If you click that once, you're listening that quick. Weather here in the Sandhills for today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms. High of 81. Same for tonight. Chance of thunderstorms, 40%. Look for a low of 60. Then Tuesday afternoon thunderstorms possible. Look for a high of 82. Tuesday night, 20% chance of thunderstorms as whatever front's coming through will be through. Low of 64. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all sunshine. 85 Wednesday and Thursday. Then over the weekend, more seasonable, nice weather. 68 on Friday, 67 Saturday, and 71 on Sunday. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are southwest at 8, visibility 10 statute miles. Humidity 87%, dew point 54, pressure 3009. It's sunny, 58 degrees right now here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:29 past the hour on this Monday morning. Glad to have you along, and some of you working. Most of you aren't. But if you're out there driving, be sure to stay off your telephone. One young lady decided she didn't want to stay off hers last night and crashed into a tree right here in front of the station. Wham! Dead center. Tree was in the middle of the median, not on the edge, in the middle. She went through the crossover and smacked it right head on, because I saw that her front of her car was a deep V dent in it from a tree. And all because she couldn't stay off that phone.
You sure it was she was on the phone? She might have just fallen asleep or something.
Well, that could be too. Either or. Or she could be drunk.
Well,
I don't know. I saw her standing up, and
yeah, she might have been on her way home from work or something. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm guessing phone.
Speculating. Yes. Well, yeah, that phone can get you. Distraction.
All right, we'll make it a 3-pronged suggestion. Stay off your phone. Don't fall asleep, and hide that bottle. That work for you?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. 8:31 past the hour. Let's lighten things up. We were too serious last hour about all this coronavirus thing. We'll get back into it, but let's lighten it up a little bit for the colonel here.
And now it's time for Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Or BS. Don't hit me back to good bullshit.
All right, time for Yes or BS, where we'll give the colonel a statement. He'll decide why, yes, that's true, or no, that is total BS. So, with all that in mind, let me get rid of a few things off my desktop here so I can function. All right, with that in mind, the Twinkie turns 90 years old today.
The original Twinkie's 90 years old?
So that's the topic, Twinkies.
Oh, dear.
All right. They were invented in Canada.
Man, I don't know. Sure, why not?
No, off to a bad start. They're all American. A baker in Chicago came up with them on April 6, 1930. They were originally banana flavored.
I have no clue. Twinkies were never my favorite.
Well, you've had one.
Sure, why not? Bananas, why not?
They were filled with banana cream until bananas had to be rationed during World War II.
Oh.
It forced them to switch to vanilla, and they never went back. What's the old saying? Once you've been vanilla, you've been with vanilla, you never go back.
There you go. That's right.
The inventor lived to be 88, even though he claimed he ate them every single day.
The inventor, 88, and he ate them every single, sure, yeah.
It's true. When he was 83, James Dewar told the Associated Press he still ate Twinkies every day and smoked a pack and a half of cigarettes.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah, that's why he only lasted
88, whatever. Well, yeah, if he's eating those original Twinkies, 90-year-old Twinkies, hell.
The world record for the most Twinkies eaten by one person in under a minute is 38.
Yeah, I guess.
No. Competitive eater Kobayashi holds the official record with 14 in 1 minute.
14 in a minute.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut ate 120 in 6 minutes a few years ago, and the average of 20 per minute. But Guinness still lists 14 as the official record. The official shelf life of a Twinkie is just 45 days.
No, I thought the half-life was about 10,000 years for a Twinkie.
And you would be wrong. According to Hostess, they only last 45 days. The recipe was modified in 2013 to make them more shelf-stable. Before that, it was just 26 days.
Oh, well, what happens if you fry them?
I don't know.
They last longer, do they?
Perhaps.
Fried Twinkies. I never heard of them till I got down here. Fried Twinkies.
Kind of like pork barbecue, huh? All right, let's ask you some other different yes or BS questions.
Okay, no more Twinkies.
No more Twinkies.
Okay, all right, good.
Zoom stock has more than doubled since the coronavirus outbreak.
What is Zoom stock?
I
sure,
guess
why wouldn't it have doubled?
No, it's actually only up a few dollars from where it was March 1st. That's a application a lot of teachers use to teach their class with.
Oh, okay.
When the mayor of Nashville ordered all bars to close because of the coronavirus pandemic, Blake Shelton initially refused to close the bar he owned.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of people that refused to close.
No, that was Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Yeah, he was one. There were several people that refused to close bars.
The very first #1 rock and roll song was Hound Dog by Elvis Presley.
The first #1 rock and roll?
Yeah. What was considered
Hound Dog?
rock and roll?
Oh, man, I can't. I guess. I don't
No,
know.
it was Bill Haley, Rock Around the Clock by the Comets.
Rock Around the Clock. Okay, all right. Well.
First person to refer to a coward as a chicken was William Shakespeare.
Man, he's got.
Oh, you're a Shakespearean expert.
No, I am not. Yeah, why
You're
not?
over there quoting him all the time.
I'm not quoting a chicken, though. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, sure, why not?
It is true.
Yeah.
On the day that Julie Garland died, a tornado touched down in Kansas.
Well, sure, must have happened.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
She wasn't in Kansas anymore. Jodie Foster was only 12 when she starred in Taxi Driver.
Yeah, she was 12 or 11? 12?
No, she played a 12-year-old, but she was 14.
14. All right. I knew she was a teenager. All right.
A California doctor who lived near a highway came up with the invention that painted a stripe down the middle of the road to divide lanes.
A doctor in California?
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't he be doing something like that instead of doctoring?
It is true he did it in 1912.
Yeah.
Actor Michael Caine's real name is Michael Michaels.
Oh, man. I don't remember. I know it's not Michael Caine. Yeah. Why not?
No, it isn't Michael Caine. It's Maurice Micklewhite.
Micklewhite. Yeah, okay. I remember reading that now.
Sure. 53% of men and 27% of women say in-flight movies make flying on airplanes more interesting.
What? Well, there's no flying on airplanes anymore, so. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
No, they say it's sitting next to someone good-looking, like moi.
Yeah, there you go. That works. That would excite me, yeah. Jeez.
Experts claim that people who write in a journal or diary for 15 minutes a day have less stress and are healthier.
15 minutes a day writing in a diary.
Yeah.
And they're less stressed. Yeah, I guess you let it out, put it on a piece of paper.
It is true. 3 out of 4 third marriages end in divorce.
That makes no sense to me, so it must be true.
It is true. I've been there.
It worked for you, huh? Okay.
At any given moment, 70% of people driving on the highway are speeding.
Yeah.
70%.
Yeah, sure. If you're on 95, you're speeding.
Unless you're on 211 in the left lane lover club. Keeps your speed knocked down.
Well, I wonder if your friend out here this morning was speeding when she hit the tree. And it looks like it hit
I
pretty
looked
good.
like more than a 35-mile-an-hour whap at that car when I saw it.
Well, she might have had a flat tire and pulled her into the, whatever.
Yeah. I'm betting not.
Well, I hope she was all right. Did they get her
Well,
out?
she was standing up outside.
Oh,
so.
all right. Okay. All right. We're laughing at her, but, hopefully she wasn't injured.
No, she looked very shook up. I'm sure that airbag smacked her.
Well, that would get your attention, right?
France is visited each year by more tourists than any other country.
France?
Yeah.
No.
It's true. The U.S. is second. Spain is third. Well, maybe not anymore, but...
Well, coronavirus notwithstanding. France is the number one tourist. Yeah. For what?
I don't know. I guess people like visiting rude people.
Rude people and yeah, you'd likely get knifed on the street, for crying out loud. That'd be the last place I'd go.
60% of women surveyed said they would go to work naked for $1 million.
For $1 million?
Yeah, and a lot of women I'd pay to keep their clothes on.
I guess. I don't know.
No, actually, it'd be only 20% would. However, 80% of men would.
80% of men would go to naked to work for $1 million.
The world record for fathering the most children is 888.
The world record?
Yeah.
No, it's got to be more than that. Genghis Khan has got more DNA out in Asia there than the rest of the world combined.
Well, I'm talking about the first line verse. 888 is the record.
Who is it?
I didn't say.
Yeah, I think Genghis Khan probably had him beat.
I guarantee you, he didn't pay for all of them.
No, probably not.
The divorce rate is higher for people who lived together before marriage than those who didn't.
Yeah.
That is true. The oldest known man to get a divorce did so at the age of 97.
97, and he saw fit to get divorced. And he's an optimist. thinking he's going to find somebody else. Sure, why not? 97 years old.
It is true.
Yeah.
But the average guy will do it 66 years before that.
Yeah.
5 kilograms is heavier than 10 pounds.
I can't remember. Kilograms.
You Marine people talking kilograms and
no pounds.
Metric and no
pounds.
It is true, by the way.
Yeah.
And we'll do one more. Jimmy Carter was the only 20th century U.S. president without a college degree.
The 20th century, the only one? No, Truman didn't have one either.
That's right. That's right.
And Truman at least was a decent president.
And U.S. Vice President Aaron Burr was charged with murder in New Jersey and New York.
Both states?
Mm-hmm.
Colonies? States?
Wasn't he the one having the duel on the House floor?
But no, was it the House? No, that wasn't the House floor. He had it on the ridge overlooking the Hudson River, but that was in New Jersey. Probably.
Was that with Hamilton?
Yeah, it probably should have been both. I guess. I don't know what they did. I can't remember. It's been so long since I read it.
It is true, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, 8:40.
Hey, go back to that real quick. Who'd you say the two? Would you say Carter didn't have a college degree?
I said Carter was the only 20th century U.S. president without a college degree. And you correctly said that's BS. It was Harry Truman.
Yeah, but Carter went to Annapolis.
Carter did have one.
Yeah, he went to Annapolis. Yeah. Oh, all right. So it was just...
The only one that didn't have one was Harry Truman.
All right. Okay. I got it. I just not understanding the question. All right.
Okay. Let's see. We didn't begin to get the sound bites last hour. Somebody was shooting their mouth off a lot. Let's see. Officials in West Louisville, Kentucky shut down a drive-through test center last week and said it was a scam. The people running it were charging $250 to get tested, but it was not clear if the test was even real. As soon as people started asking questions, they packed up and left. They claimed they were official and that the whole thing was HIPAA compliant, which stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. But someone pointed out that the sign they had up didn't even spell HIPAA right.
Just spell HIPAA.
Okay, I'm helping out as a consultant, making sure everything is being done properly. Yes or no, patients have rights. Patients also have a thing called HIPAA where we shouldn't be putting them on camera, we should be protecting them. You're violating that.
First of all,
no
on your
big deal.
certificate,
No big deal.
you spell HIPAA wrong. You spell it HIPPA. It's HIPAA.
Y'all ain't even qualified to do testing here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Y'all ain't got no answers.
Where you from, ma'am? Kentucky. Whereabouts in Kentucky? Your mama's house. Oh, your mama's house. I got you.
Go on and pack it up and leave, and every time we see you around here, we're going to chase you out.
Well, there you go.
They're going to chase you out.
People, doesn't matter. It's there's the public obviously knowing something's wrong, and you don't have to wait for the cops. You just start asking questions, and they go up and pack it up and leave. Which I think is good.
Well, the question becomes, why were they there to get tested? To pay $250?
Well, for the coronavirus thing, I mean, if you're worried about it, where was this again? It was in Alabama.
This was in West Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. Well, it's a city, so, I think, I don't know what the infection rate there is, but yeah, you got a lot of people. I'm sitting here thinking, geez, I wonder if I had it or have it or whatever, and should I get tested? Obviously not.
Well,
because
if you did, they'll test you for free if you have the right symptoms.
Yes, yeah. But if you're just riding down the road, you get a lot of people that aren't, they're not going to understand that. They'll pay.
Apparently, a conspiracy theorist in the UK have started setting cell phone towers on fire. Were they made out of wood over there in the UK?
I don't know.
Because they think COVID-19 is caused by 5G networks. England's medical director talked about it the other day and said it could prevent first responders from doing their job.
So the 5G story is complete and utter rubbish. It's nonsense. It's the worst kind of fake news. The reality is that the mobile phone networks are absolutely critical to all of us, particularly in a time when we are asking people to stay at home and to not see relatives and friends. But in particular, those are also the phone networks that are used by our emergency services and our health workers.
Yeah, but like you say, how did they light this thing on fire? I mean, it's got to be a usual steel tower. They can't.
Well, you throw gas at the or throw an accelerant onto all the cables that go up the tower.
Yeah.
Because you can get to the tower, there are a lot of cables that go up it.
Yeah. I did read an article where one of these 5G towers exploded. All the equipment on top of the tower. I don't know what that was all about, but apparently
AT&T has what they call a phone tree on our tower, and there are a lot of cables that go up it.
Yes, is it 5G?
And the one our place in Carthage, where we're at the top of, there are 3 cell networks on that tower, and there are a ton of cables going up that one. Mm-hmm. There's an actor named Emerson Collins who posted a video of how to turn a jockstrap into a face mask.
Jeez.
They come out and they say, well, we now recommend all people wear face masks, but we don't have any out there for you, so...
Exactly.
You'll have to make your own. Yeah. There's a 3-step tutorial, and it's pretty easy. His jockstraps are kind of fashionable, so it's not entirely obvious he's wearing underwear on his face here.
Take your favorite jockstrap, mine's ready for pride, face it towards you, and step 1, put the waistband over your head. Step 2, take the leg bands, cross them over your head, and secure them beneath your nose. Step 3, take the excess waistband and pull it over your forehead. securing your jockstrap mask in place. So new, used, or worn, it's your choice.
Who's this guy?
Emerson Collins.
Is he somebody famous or something? Maybe
obviously not. I don't recognize
take
him.
his favorite jockstrap, ball it up, and shove it in his mouth so I don't have to listen to him anymore.
Officials in Tallahassee, Florida are helping people social distance by recommending they stay at least one alligator length away from each other.
Alligator length. Huh?
Here's Chubbs from Happy Gilmore talking about the gator that bit his hand off.
Damn alligator bit my hand off.
Oh, my God! And police in Crowley, Louisiana decided to enforce their curfew by using the same siren sound used in the movie The Purge. The chief of police said he thought it would be less jarring than a normal siren.
It was just crazy. I knew they had the curfew, but nobody was expecting to hear that kind of siren.
We didn't want to go through with our regular sirens because we didn't want to create more havoc. One of the officers who is military approached me and said, well, you know, Chief, there is an old military siren that was used. It was used in the movie Purge, but it's been used for many, many years. It was to remind people that this is a very serious matter. People are not seeing, even if they look at the statistics, it's not real to them.
And some good news out there during all this negative stuff. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame is selling Dr. Fauci bobblehead to raise money so hospitals can get more personal protective gear. A reporter asked Fauci about it the other day. Here's what he said.
You know, I'm sorry. I can't get involved with that peripheral stuff, bobbleheads. That's nice if people want to do it, but I have other things to worry about. If they're doing it for a good purpose, that's great.
Well, that's nice of them. A lot of people, well, you know, certainly an actor would have a fit if they thought they weren't getting their piece of that pie.
Yeah.
So, you know.
A guy in Detroit stood outside a gas station and paid for $900 in gas for nurses the other day, and a random woman who heard about it showed up and pitched in another $200.
I just love them. I want them to know that.
I'm just somebody who read his story and I wanted to come help.
I want to give you $200 for the nurse's gas.
I got you.
My nephew's a nurse at Beaumont, and it kills me every day to know that he's going to work. I don't know if he's going to get sick or what's going to happen, and they're heroes, and we need to do what we can to support them.
Oh my goodness, that is so nice of him. That's so good. God bless him.
And I was so inspired, I had to come down here and help.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a nurse now pulling up in an 18-wheeler. Say, can I get filled up?
Yeah. Well, you know, it is kind of karma-like that, you know, gas is well under $2 a gallon now, and we're heading into the travel season. You got to sit at home.
Saw it for $1.68 here in Moore County.
Yeah, in Moore County, no less. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Around 100 people in Alabama organized a drive-by birthday party for a woman who was turning 100 years old. It was so big that the fire department offered to block off the roads.
This is Miss Charlene's 100th birthday. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is pretty incredible. We got police, we got fire trucks, and there's Miss Charlene.
And a woman in Peoria, Illinois, has been handing out toilet paper. Now that's where it all went to.
Yeah.
She handed out to people on the street while dressed as a Tyrannosaurus Rex costume.
Well, my goal is to try to remind people that kindness is not extinct. It's a scary world right now, and I just want to try to help people have a reason to laugh and to also help them out with a problem that lots of people are obviously having right now. I know that most people are out there trying to hoard toilet paper. I want to be the person who's out trying to give it away.
And while the good doctors on the task force are predicting doom and gloom for the next couple of weeks, Bill Gates says that if we follow the recommended social distancing guidelines, there will be fewer COVID-19 deaths than the 100,000 to 240,000 that the White House is predicting.
Well, if we do the social distancing properly, we should be able to get out of this with a death number well short of that. the various models that we, Imperial University, do show that without this dramatic behavior change, you could even get worse than that. But I do think if we get the testing fixed, we get all 50 states involved, we'll be below that. Of course, we'll pay a huge economic price in order to achieve that.
Yeah, as we were discussing last hour, and Colonel told us that the White House is putting together a task force to restart the economy.
Right. Yeah,
how to get it restarted, because it's going to be, not everybody's going to be able to restart at the same time, because New York obviously will be the last to restart. Probably. But
well, that's if you consider that they even had something going to begin with, because they were pretty effective at killing their businesses up there anyway. So that's why they're moving down here.
And they want to do it like they did up there.
No.
And Dr. Drew, if you watch him, he's been downplaying the seriousness of the COVID-19 so often. Someone was able to make a multi-cut here of his comments. Here's a clip of it.
It's way less virulent than the flu, so it's a reminder that you're more likely to die of influenza, so go ahead and get your flu shots. Mild, doesn't hurt anybody. That should be the headline. Way less serious than influenza. That's the headline. Less dangerous than influenza. Your probability of dying of coronavirus much higher being hit by an asteroid, I would say. The flu virus in this country is vastly more consequential, and nobody is talking about
this corona thing doesn't worry me at all.
It is a press-induced panic. I am angry about it. It is the flu. If you're under 65 and you get it, you're going to have the flu, and you're going to be fine.
Oh my
It's going to be just like the flu. It's going to be almost identical. I can see it coming.
It's Corona-19, which means there's at least been 18 of these other ones.
Oh, yeah. Should the Olympics be canceled? That's funny.
De Blasio told them not to ride the trains, and so they're not riding the trains. So I am. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, now Dr. Drew has apologized for getting this coronavirus thing so wrong. He also recently started admitting it's a serious problem.
My early comments about equating coronavirus with influenza were wrong. They were incorrect. I was part of a chorus that was saying that, and we were wrong. And I want to apologize for that. I wish I got it right, but I got it wrong. What I did not get wrong was every time I took a position, I always said, make sure you listen to Dr. Fauci, because he is the person we must look to. I want to be clear that I apologize for getting it wrong. I wish I got it right.
Well, accolades for him at least apologizing, because de Blasio, Cuomo, Pelosi, Schumer, all those people who were saying similar things or the same kind of things, they haven't apologized, and in fact have just turned it around and tried to blame Trump for the whole thing.
All right, well, let's work in a few rim shots before we do run out of time this morning. See if we can put a smile on the Colonel's face here. There's a petition to make Dr. Anthony Fauci the sexiest man alive. I'm all for it, as long as they skip the shirtless photo shoot myself. A 104-year-old Oregon man survived coronavirus. Breaking news. Never mind. That too mean. Starbucks is now enforcing the 6-foot rule. That's right. Every Starbucks within 6 feet of another Starbucks will be forced to close. Adam Sandler debuted a quarantine song on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. Fallon couldn't stop giggling, and then Adam Sandler debuted his quarantine song. Oprah is donating $10 million to fight coronavirus. Oprah figured out a better way to use the money she just found under her couch cushions. Turns out Oprah is doing more than just donating $10 million to fight against the Corona-19. She's also got Stedman in her sewing room making homemade masks. Experts are asking surfers to get out of the ocean to protect themselves from coronavirus and convince them, they have gone as far as to declare the coronavirus gnarly. So it goes for this Monday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow for a titillating Tuesday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves, because they're the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. They make radio free to you. And when you give them prospective your spending dollars, your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs for all of us. So shop local, support local, and especially those that advertise on this station. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fought and died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.